There is one rule that will allow you to confidently attract girls. When I learned it, I went from a shy, insecure geek to a confident playboy. And that rule is to keep self-respect and honor as your guiding principle when speaking to girls and dating them. And there's three components that are absolutely necessary if you want this to work. First, let me explain how to keep self-respect intact. So about 2 weekends ago, I was out at the club and I met a girl who was all over me, more than most girls would be. She was very expressive of it, giving me compliments, kissing me, hugging me, all over me. And I thought I was in for that night. So when the end of the night rolled around and I asked her to come home with me, all of a sudden things started to get a little bit weird. She was giving off some nonverbal cues that she wasn't interested. And I started to pick up on this. And then her friend, after talking to her, said to me, she was like, "Oh, I think we're just gonna go get kebab. You can come join along with us." But right now she's just hungry. She wants to eat. And all those signs, it was kind of obvious that she changed her mind. Sometimes it happens. And I just said, "Well, I hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy your kebab. I'm gonna go home and sleep. We can always hang out another day." And then they literally lit up as soon as I said this. Her face, the girl I was trying to get with, went from kind of being like not so happy to like, wow, finally someone who actually can understand what I'm thinking and feeling and be in tune with it. And they both instantly were like, "Wow, we respect you so much for being such a gentleman, just being so respectful as a whole." And their respect for me went up. Now, whether I get with this girl or not in the future, it doesn't matter because I left with my self-respect intact, and that's the most important thing that you can do as a man. Because what is your other alternative? To start trying to follow her around the entire night, hoping that you can get a little bit of pussy at 5 a.m. If she wasn't down with it at 3:30, she's not going to be down with it at 5 after all that time you spent together. No matter what the cues were from earlier, when she changed her mind, it was over. There was nothing I can do to change it. It's as simple as you just have to accept the reality for what it is and leave with your self-respect intact. And if you can't fix this next thing, you're only hurting yourself. So about 3 years ago, I was on a win streak. I was getting with girls in Sweden, left and right, and it went to my head a little bit. And one night there was this gorgeous girl, literally perfect. She had the perfect body, best I've ever seen, amazing face. She was 5 years older than me, and I had a little bit of like a challenge there, and I wanted to get with her. And when she kind of let me down at first and she was like, "No, I'm not interested," I didn't take it as a no, and I had a little bit of the sales mindset which went against me here, and I was like, it's not a no, I can get this. And I was trying all night, and every single time I tried, her respect for me just went down and down and down and down until I ruined all future chances. And the thing is, it's not just that one encounter and losing that one chance. It's about your perception as a whole, and this is even more important if you're in a really small city. Even medium-sized cities, this can still be really important because word is going to spread. When she talks to her friends about you, she's going to be like, "Oh, well, there was this dude who just wouldn't stop," and that just causes them to be like, "Ew, that's disgusting." And I hear it all the time from girls I talk to now about the guys that do this, and every single one of them, the ones I sleep with, when I'm talking with her and her friends, after the club, they're always like, "Oh, that dude is so annoying. No one likes him." And word spreads, it gets around, and your perception as a whole and the respect people have for you will lower and lower and lower. And this is why it is so, so important that you keep your self-respect intact no matter what. And boys, if you're tired of not being able to attract girls and not having any dates, go ahead and grab my free course. It's going to be the first link in the description to help you get more dates and become irresistible to women. Now, this next lesson is really going to wrap it up as a whole, teaching you how you need to build this from the ground up, which is so essential. And I have a bit of an extreme and funny analogy to really help you understand this. So as a man, life can be difficult at times. And there's some times when you don't want to have to do the shit that you have to do. But do you just decide that like today you're a girl or a dog so that you don't have to do those things? No, of course not. You're always going to be a man. That is your gender, it is your identity. And you don't change it just because situations are hard or circumstances in life are difficult. You just are a man. That is it. It's that simple. That's who you are. And now, this is all about identity, the analogy I'm giving you here. It is about you are a man and that is your identity that you assume. Now, identity is one of those things where you can build things into your identity like self-respect and honor. So if you build this into your identity and understand that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, this is going to allow it to be truly ingrained into your identity no matter what, the way that you are a man no matter what. It's the same exact thing. You need to have this so ingrained into you, understanding that no matter the interaction, whether it is small, like a girl leaving you on read on Snapchat or saying something disrespectful, and then you just leave it there and you leave her on read and that's it, or if it's something bigger, like you're in a relationship, because you're not going to be able to make the big moves within a relationship or when you're seeing a girl if you can't make them on the smaller scale. If you can't sacrifice something small or put your ego aside and just ignore a girl that did something disrespectful to you, you're not going to be able to do it on the larger scale. And this is why the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And you need to start practicing with the small things and have it constantly throughout every way in your life. I know this analogy was extreme, but I think you guys got the point, where it's like no matter what happens and no matter what transpires, whatever circumstance it is, you have to hold self-respect and honor as your guiding principle. And this will do so much for you as a man. The more I learn, the more girls I see, the more I see how important this is. Just talking with them and all their friends and really like talking to girls. I talk to so many girls these days. When I'm in Scandinavia, I talk to so many and they're all like loving the self-respect and honor principle. Like if you have this as your guiding principle, girls are gonna find you as so much more attractive. And boys, if you're tired of being ignored, rejected, and not having any dates, that's exactly why I built you a free course teaching you exactly what you need to do to start having success with girls and have more dates than you could ever imagine. That's gonna be the first link in the description. You can get that for free now.